So here's the thing, right? And I'll explain my background. I didn't want to do video.
Yeah.
Like you, too fucking tall, too loud, too much energy. People question you, right? People are like, hey, fuck. Like, I want to, but here's where we're at. Now in this world of these fuckers.
Yeah.
By the way, I swear, you can swear as much
That's
as
okay.
these fuckers. Right. And how people interact.
Yeah.
It's a necessary part of the deal now. If you want to be a successful business owner,
Yeah, you got to do it.
you have to do it. People go, I don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. It doesn't matter if you don't feel comfortable.
Get comfortable.
Yeah, but you get comfortable, start doing these. By the way, your EA is fucking good.
Okay, good.
She's on it.
All right, good.
She's like, I want
She's
Mike's
new,
number.
so that's good.
I want Mike's number. I want your number. I want his number. I want fucking full background checks. Where the fuck is Daniel going? How long's he going to be? She good, man.
Good. Okay, cool.
She is very keen. She's someone that she's so good that she starts questioning how the fuck do you do things without her.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You know, she's been good.
Okay.
She's new, but she's good, yeah.
All right.
I'll tell her that. You said that. That's cool. She'll
Man,
love that.
I'm fucked without my support network. Isn't it weird? The older we get, the more fucking reliant we get on. Like, how did we do this without these people?
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
And I get the whole like personal brand, and I get why you need to do it. I'm confused though why you hate doing it.
Well, that's. I think it's a bit of insecurity, to be honest with you.
Oh man,
yeah, right. But also the reason we thought of X was it's not about me. It's the most generic thing you could think of. Why don't I call it? We thought, why don't we call it X? Just call it X Realty as we're talking about what we're going to call this new brand. And I said, fuck that. Let's call it X. Just call it X Commercial. That's easier.
Okay.
And then that was it.
I love that. X, it does, but I just love how your brain works. James, are we rolling?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
We're already sort of rolling. So
this is like the Joe Rogan where they come in halfway through a conversation.
Oh yeah. This is how we do it because you want to. Hi all, we're back now. I have Daniel from X Commercial. If you don't know who Daniel from X Commercial is, you've been living in a rock in a cave somewhere. I mean, Daniel, you and I met. Would have been a year and a bit or so ago in a random bar meeting, and I have a confession to start with. So I knew exactly who you are, and you had no idea who I had. So I don't know if you know when if you're interested in someone, you go talk to their friend. So I deliberately ignored you and went and paid all the attention to your offsider, and then you went, "Who the fuck? What the fuck's going on here?" Okay. And then 100%, that's how I wanted to meet you.
Yeah, cool.
So absolutely a big fan of your personal brand, what you've done with X Commercial.
Thanks.
In a relatively short amount of time, July 2021.
Yeah, 21, yeah.
And you have exploded. Like my Instagram, my LinkedIn, my TikTok is just, your content is everywhere.
Thanks.
What was the thought process behind X Commercial? Why? Because the name is brilliant.
Well, thank you. It's because we couldn't think of anything else to call it. So myself and Alex, my partner who we started it with, was, let's call it X Realty. And then we thought, no, let's just call it X Commercial. That's how I said, let's call it X Commercial. The commercial's got to be in the name. And then X is generic. X marks the spot, the treasure maps. Someone's property, it's their treasure, right? Yep. So we use that through our marketing. Okay. So all our X's are on the property. So because it is I thought we could loop that into marketing somehow, and X factors and things like that. It's just it's turned into what I think is a cool thing. And then Elon picked it up 2 years later, and then Twitter's now X, and then I think it just resonates more with people now.
I didn't even think that side of it. You are among probably some of the highest rating real estate agents or commercial in Australia. I don't know anyone else in commercial that has a stronger brand as you.
Yeah, online, yeah, you're right. I've looked at it.
Like just your content, the way you shoot. But today I really want to just talk. Yeah, we can talk about all of the, the level stuff. How did you decide to follow? Because I call myself an accidental podcaster, right?
Yep.
How did you start your odyssey with personal brand? I hate the word journey.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So I looked at it. There was an accountant that kept coming up in my feed.
Right.
Chris Charlton.
Okay. Don't come across him. Yep.
He's got 50,000 followers, and he came up in my feed, and I thought, I like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Who does his stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So I found out it was his son who does his stuff.
Right. Okay.
And that his dad was his first client, and he exploded. And then I thought, why don't I do that? So I rang Hamish, the son, and said, can you come and talk to me? I don't like social media. I don't really believe in it. I'm a skeptic. It's commercial.
Sounds familiar.
Come and talk to me. And it's a big investment. It's like it's 20, 25 grand a month still, and we've been doing it for 18 months. But they shoot it professionally. It's a little bit scripted. Like they've taught me you need a hook, you need a middle, and then you need a close.
Yep.
So I'm getting better at that. But the only reason I did it, or I got the confidence to do it, because I thought if this accountant can do it, and this is boring accounting, why can't I've got some cool stories over the years? Why don't I just start shooting the shit and see what happens? And the worst thing that could happen is that it failed and nothing worked and I look like a goose, but that's okay.
I don't think you could ever look like a goose just by your energy. Like I get it. We're all self-confident, self-cautious. Dyslexia's kicking in already. Self-conscious of who we are.
Yeah.
We're both tall. We have big energy. I fully get it. How many deals, and we don't have to talk numbers and exactly, how many deals do you think have come to X Commercial because of your personal brand?
I get
people slide into your DMs a lot.
They do.
Okay.
They do. We got the Melbourne office from it. We've got Auckland from it. We've got other franchise offices across Australia talking to us now.
Yep.
I wouldn't have had that without social media.
Okay. And the socials, the personal brand's been what? About 2 years, 3 years, somewhere? Okay. I love that. Your story and my story are scarily aligned.
Yep.
As in adversity happens late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around there.
Yep.
Break up, get a divorce. How much of your success do you acknowledge? What am I trying to say here? How much of your success has happened because of adversity in your life?
Yeah, I don't know. Tough one.
Well,
I think it builds character, doesn't it?
It does, but I believe my success today, I don't think I would have had the confidence to go out there, because when you get comfortable in something.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have started my own business if I didn't get divorced.
Yeah.
Because my first wife wouldn't have let me, because I walked away from a huge salary. I walked away from a 300 or 400 grand salary to go to nothing. Actually, to go into debt, to start a business. So I don't think, honestly, my wife wouldn't let me, but I think without that divorce, I wouldn't have had the freedom to go, fuck it. You know what? I've lost everything. If I lose everything again, who cares? Because I've already lost it.
Because I get it. And that I think people watching this need to understand, no, you don't need to go through this massive, traumatic experience to be successful. But I believe to be truly successful, you have to make hard decisions.
Yeah, well, things harden you.
Yeah.
And then it allows you to become more better adapting to other challenges that come at you. If you're tougher internally, if you're tougher, you can handle what people throw at you a lot more.
100%. And when you don't, starting your own business is not easy. Everyone thinks that you start your own business and you don't have a boss anymore, so you can cut the boss out and you can be your own boss and just make all this money. I didn't make big money in TRS until probably year 5. COVID kind of was a bit interesting there for a bit, touching, especially down here in Melbourne.
Yep.
You've got all these stories, right? And you've got all this experience and X Commercial, and it comes across in your personal brand. When you're looking to bring on staff in-house, or you're looking for a franchisee, or you're looking for someone to take a brand to Auckland, are you looking for people that have got resilience? Are you looking for people that have had a story? That you're looking for people that have fucking done the hard work and not just been lucky their whole career?
Yeah. There's 11. We've got a list of 11 things we want people to want to achieve, want to be.
Right.
So they've got to take feedback.
Yep.
Right. They've got to want to improve.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to have a growth mindset.
Yep.
They have got to be a team player.
Mm-hmm.
So like abundance mentality, not scarcity.
Yep.
They've got to pass the barbecue test. Right.
That's a big one.
Or a long weekend test, even worse, right? We just spent a long weekend with this person, right? More than a barbecue. They've got to, So there's a criteria that we look for, and we put that in our doc saying, if you want to, because there's 11 things. No one is all 11, but you've got to want to be all the 11.
I think if everyone is all 11, it's too good to be true.
Well, no one ever is. That's the point, Tavis. No one ever is, because no one's perfect, but it's also people who think they are and think they're.
Well, it's a red flag in
we
itself.
don't want those people.
How do you go about maintaining culture within X-Commercial? Because you've got 50-something employees now, 6?
Yeah.
I did a quick count.
50 in our four offices in Sydney are about 50.
Yep.
And they're different locations.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. But
okay.
We get together once a quarter, and I think it comes from the top. Well, it does come from the top. The guys in New Zealand, there's 3 or 4 of them.
Yep.
Again, comes from the top.
Mm-hmm.
If the owners are good people, that will flow down, because generally good, ambitious people don't accept mediocrity.
Correct.
So we've had to clear the decks at the offices I own recently with a couple of 4 or 5 agents who weren't cutting it, and they were mediocre, and they were good blokes, really good blokes.
Yeah, I get it.
But my GM's
hard.
come in and said, hey, we've got to lift the standard here, and the ones that aren't there, you've got to let them go.
How has your management style changed in starting? You know, you've gone from this startup culture at X Commercial, you're it, you're everything. And as you've grown, how's your management style changed over that period?
I don't think well, parts of it haven't changed.
Okay, great.
So, but that's why I've got other people in now, because I know what I'm weak at, and I know what I'm not good at.
Yeah.
And I'm not patient, and I'm not like, I love camaraderie, but also I'm impatient.
Really?
So with you have to be, right? As you know. So I've got someone in now who's more patient, and he's a coach, and he can spend time with the team, and I know I'm not good at that. So I think I've been more aware of my weaknesses, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you mean, but being more present.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a family guy, you've got family, you've got kids, you've got the company to run, you've also got the culture to maintain. It's a lot.
Yep.
Plus you've obviously got to do the odd deal as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, because that's the profit.
Yeah, I get it. Like, and people think being the owner, especially of a sales organization, is easy. I call it a dysfunctional circus. Like,
it's an adult childcare center.
Yeah, and that's, and all, love to the X-Commercial staff and the TRS resourcing stuff is when they're watching this is I get it. And you've got a lot of different personalities, and you've got mavericks, and you've got people who just want to do deals, and then you've got other people that are getting agitated because this person's so focused on getting deals done. And you go, well, this guy's bringing in deal after deal after deal, but he's not the easiest person to sit next to or be around or get his compliance in.
Yep.
How are you, as your organizations grow, and I've experienced this the hard way, like, your personal life gets involved, your every day-to-day sort of stuff happens. What do you do to maintain your calmness? Because you come across very calm.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not, but I know you're not. But like your perception is that you're just like,
that's great. Yeah. I'm glad. Well, yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Because I'm not.
Oh, I know. But like you and I are very similar in that whole circumstance of like trying to maintain it all, but behind the scenes, you're a fucking like,
it's the duck under the water, right?
Yeah,
pedaling.
Yeah, absolutely. I have my best friend lives with me actually, and she's a litigation lawyer, and like the amount of shit that that you have to absorb. But when you're personal brand and you're doing this and, you're doing all the right things and you've got same as me, you've got a James, and building a personal brand. Do you think being more vulnerable is a good or a bad thing in a corporate structure with your personal
It's what the audience wants.
I know it's what the audience wants, but do you want to give it to them?
No.
I'm not there.
No, it's tough.
I went on someone else's podcast recently and started to be a bit more vulnerable about my odyssey today.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the wrong relationship, being around the wrong set of people. I was at one stage there, I was around a group of people where I was basically just the ATM.
Mm-hmm.
And are these people really my friends?
Yeah,
and are they really and it affects everything in the business, like everything, right? What I want to ask you is how do you rise above all this? Because you've got outside looking in, right? You've got ex-commercial, you've got deals. Every time I go to Sydney, which I need to get a place there, is your boards are everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are hustling. You're bringing in the deals. You're betting there. But what do you do to sort of keep it all together?
I just have good people that you can lean on within the company.
And
is that what you mean? Or do you mean me personally?
Yeah, you personally. Where do you find these good people? Where are you getting them through referrals? Are you
referrals and recruiters?
Recruiters are okay.
Great.
Recruiters are good.
Yeah.
But, shout out to recruiters. Is people, funny enough, I started introducing myself as a podcaster at dinner parties and I get more of a positive response to that than saying I'm a recruiter.
There you go.
I normally I said I sell people for a living and they're looking at me.
Yeah.
A little bit weird. I'm like, yeah, I've got my paperwork. It's fine. It's legal. But when you're finding these people, right, are you going off gut feeling? Are you going off CV? Are you going off industry knowledge? What I'm trying to say is, what does Daniel do to find these good people?
It's a mixture of all of the above. Okay. Sometimes you go and target them. Sometimes you get a recruiter to target them for you. But you get a feeling. And in the interview, you can suss them out pretty quick.
Okay.
So it's like, what's the last podcast you listened to? What's the last book you read? I don't read books. I listen to them.
Same as me.
So you can get a feeling for who they are. If someone goes, what's a podcast? No, what's the last personal development thing you've listened to?
Okay.
Right. And I could tell you on the way what I did on the plane. Good to great. I listened to the summary of that book. It was a 30-minute summary, right? So I don't want to read the whole thing. But you can pick summaries up.
I'm reading at the moment, listening to The Courage to be Disliked.
Yeah, that's cool. The Japanese one.
Yeah.
That is good.
I've actually, because I'm dyslexic, I have to listen to it a couple of times just to sort of get my head around it.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah.
Because you find yourself thinking about, you're probably saying you find yourself going off in a tangent thinking about the last thing they said.
Yeah,
how does
100%.
that apply to me? And then you miss a chapter because you're thinking about, you're in your own head a bit.
What happened for you to become on this self-development crusade?
All right. So when I got divorced,
Yep.
I was really depressed.
Yeah.
And I found a mindset coach.
Yep.
And she put me through a 3-month program that changed my life.
In what way?
Getting out of a rut, staying positive.
Mm-hmm.
Things like you go down a rut, sometimes you catastrophize things. So you think, oh shit, okay, this has happened. Then what happens next? I used to go down a rabbit hole all the time.
Yep.
Right. She's like, okay, tell yourself what happens if it all works out. Right. Say that to yourself. And then you go, okay, great. And then you attach positive things to, why am I worried about that? Now, I'm not saying I don't worry about things. I do. But you got to stop yourself before it gets too much.
Did you say you went through probably a paradigm shift
at
that time?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're familiar with Bob Proctor?
No.
Oh, you need to get into
Okay, I will. Yeah.
Bob's insane.
I will.
Paradigm shifting.
Yeah, okay. Like visualization. She taught me visualization.
Yep.
Goal setting.
Yep.
So much stuff that I use every day. She taught me all of that. And it was great. It's the best money I've ever spent and it wasn't expensive.
But all the good stuff isn't expensive. But it's about applying to your life. But people, I get so many people coming to, you probably get the same. How do I start a business? Well, you just start.
It's never a good time.
It's never a fucking good time.
No.
It's like, I get so many people come to me and go, can you help me grow my business? No. I'm out of the hero business. But
I've got mine to grow.
I've got mine to grow.
Yeah.
And people go like, but how do I do what you do? Well, fuck, Just
work it out.
Work it out. Do you know how many people I refer to you say, I need to build a personal brand? Go watch Daniel from X Commercial.
Oh, thanks.
Like, just go watch it, start doing it. I'm actually borrowing something off you for Bull Rush Rally this year, and I'm going to film from Bull Rush in my car. You need to come on Bull Rush, by the way.
Okay.
It'd be a good 5-day jaunt. We're coming from Sydney back to Melbourne via Canberra down the coast.
Right.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Shout out to the Bull Rush Rally boys. And I'll be filming on the rally. But like people, to me, entrepreneurship is a fucking sexy term at the moment. When the fuck did it become so fucking when did it come so fucking sexy that, I'm an entrepreneur in my own business? How do I do mine? How do you, because I have recently backed my Perth manager in his own business. Okay.
Yep.
I said, hey, I'm out of Perth. Not my thing anymore. I want to concentrate on growing Sydney. I'm going to do a deal with you. And he was probably, George was a Muay Thai fighter. He's got 3 WC George Mann, 3 WC World Championship belts, pain in the ass to manage. But he'd been with me 8 years. It was time for he to go. How do you manage Mavericks in your business that you know eventually are going to have to go out on their own? Do you, I'm not saying that you're there yet or you have people that are about to think, but do you encourage that? Or is it like, if you want to go out on your own, I wish you all the best? Like, how do you, because Mavericks are Mavs, like, they're going to fucking create dramas within the business.
Yeah. Well, if they're creating dramas, they got to go. Doesn't matter how good they are.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. So, but there's been other times where young guys have said, look, I haven't worked at a big firm ever.
Yep.
And I've been made an offer, and there's like my current Alex, my business partner, Cushman's offered him $100,000 and he's in his mid-20s just to sign on.
100G.
Yeah, just to sign on. And I said, okay. And he said, mate, I'm going to take it. And I said, yeah, but when it doesn't work out, come back because I know it won't.
When it's too good to be true, and I've had equity offers and all kinds of stuff. Like
it's the old saying, right?
If it's too good to be true, it is. But people need to go through that cycle.
Yeah. So, but the other thing is, we're trying to target guys in big firms who want to own their own business.
Yep. Perfect.
And I'm giving them the model and the platform to do that because I wish someone gave that to me because no one gave it to me. I got a franchise. I got a pat on the back, and there's an LJ Hooker logo. Go for your life. Give me 9% or whatever you bring in. I was like, oh, fuck it. Okay. I don't want to do IMs and marketing. I don't know how to do that. So we've got it all for them. We've got the toolbox. Just go for it.
Let's talk more about sales because I think you and I could run a sales masterclass together. Maybe we should one day.
Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah.
Recruiter versus real estate. I reckon that would think.
It's the same though. It's the same.
It's the same product. So it doesn't matter if we're selling glassware, tables, people,
but
real estate.
The main thing is the reason why it's the hardest thing to do.
Yep.
Sales. Real estate and recruitment.
Yep.
Harder than any other form of sales.
Correct.
And it's because we don't have a product to sell.
No, we don't.
We've got to go and get the product and then sell it.
Correct. And we're dealing with people who have epiphanies.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's right. Yeah, or changing their mind, backing out. Like it's people, it's emotions.
You talk about, pivotal moments. I got divorced, separated 29, divorced 31. I then went back to the company I was working for in Perth called Blue Collar People. Came back from London. I took my London skills to the Perth market and made 300-something thousand a year doing that in my early 30s. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I then met a guy called Jordan Belford, Wolf of Wall Street, before the movie came out, and I trained with him in 2011.
Okay.
And I came back to Perth and resigned from Blue Collar People. So I went from 300-something, went and worked for another agency for $90,000 a year, and then I started Ryan Laurel. What I learned from that whole process is not to get addicted to a paycheck, not to get addicted to easy comms coming in. Because, mate, when the comms are coming in, you think you're untouchable. I mean, there's no fuck. I don't give a fuck what business you're in. There is no better feeling when a comms check hits your bank account. Yep. Like, whew, hello. I love that, right? How do you train recruiters, your sales agents, in doing it the X commercial way?
Oh, well, there's a development plan we put everyone.
But how do you get people to change? How do you get people to follow it? Hi all, I want to talk about today's sponsor of Tab's little video chat, TRS Resourcing. I'm a little bit biased of today's sponsor considering I'm its founding director and managing director. TRS Resourcing has built a phenomenal reputation for supplying technical blue-collar staff, logistics, warehousing, 3PL, and my brand spanking new construction, property development, and real estate arm. So whether you're looking for a blue-collar role or a white-collar role to be filled within Melbourne or Sydney, TRS Resourcing, great sponsor of Tav's little video chat, and a great bunch of people to deal with and great culture. Please get in touch. Do you KPI the fuck out of them? Do you make sure that they're
no?
Okay.
Coaching's better.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate KPIs
because if people are experienced, all they, Roger Federer's got a coach, Tiger Woods has got a coach. If you think you're that good and you don't need a coach, you're not right for us. So everyone needs a coach. We've got an internal coach.
Okay.
So weekly accountability. Now, like any coach, some guys need a bit of a cuddle. Some guys need a kick. Some guys need go out on the long weekend and take 3 days off. Everyone's different. So he manages people the way they like to be managed or coached.
But that comes
and that's different for everyone.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What is one of the biggest success stories you've seen at X Commercial with a sales rep? Like turnaround story.
There's a guy who one of my current guys was in a really tough spot a few years ago. And when I mean tough spot, like lounge surfing and like real tough spot. Anyway, he's pulled himself together with our help.
Yep.
And he's $1 million rider. And he was just offered close to that to sign on with one of the big firms. And he said no. And the big firms were out telling everyone he's going to sign on with us. We've got him, and he didn't do the deal. He stayed with us. That's a really good testament of what we're doing. That's
culture to
it is. Yeah.
I mean, and
I'm proud of that.
Oh, you fucking say you should be.
Because anyone would have taken that. Like most people would have taken that.
Yeah, I have a good reputation for building good recruiters. I've had a couple of recruiters headhunted leave me. I've had a couple try to come back. I've given them the opportunity.
Do you let them come back? Do you keep the door open? Because I had this chat yesterday with someone, and I'll get your opinion first.
My opinion is if they leave me in the right way, they can come back.
Yeah, cool.
If they leave me in the wrong way, but they repent their sins, they can come back.
Okay.
But if they leave me, repent their sins to come back and not come back, we're dealing with human beings. They have epiphanies. They have things. I think it's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, you're right. If they burn you, see ya. I don't want to be hit twice.
No.
But if they leave in the right way, my view is you're always welcome back.
Absolutely. You leave in the right way. You go and understand that the grass is not greener over there. Might have been sprayed green, but it's like at the end of the day, and I have these weird things when I go into other people's offices and I look around at the culture and the first thing I look at is, are the pot plants here watered or are they all dying? And it's just, I have these weird little things. So if no one can be fucked to water the pot plants within the office, what else other issues have we got here? Is this company going to be a pain in the ass to deal with?
I like it.
Just little things like that. Is people's desks clean or are they just paying cleaners to do the bare fucking minimum? Or is there,
they're the 1%ers, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, are the staff actually happy to see me there or are they like, who the fuck are you? 6'5" guy walking in here? Like, are we all, those are the little things I see. I would love to know why you chose commercial real estate. And I know we're jumping around a bit here, but sometimes what I do within podcasts is like, why commercial?
Oh, I was selling residential.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the largest asset you could sell.
Yeah.
And then, I worked for a guy who worked at Collier's and he said, mate, I sell the big stuff. Do you want to sell office towers and industrial stuff? And I was like, fuck yeah. And it's a 5-day work week. It's not weekends.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it's not talking to mums and dads and it's not. So it's more professional and it is the biggest thing you can sell.
Okay. Monday to Friday I love. Commercial I love. How do you go converting a real estate agent that's been selling solely residential into commercial? Because I understand
Easy.
it's easy. So
Easy.
Tell me how it's easy for you, but easy.
No. So do you know rugby league and rugby union?
Yeah.
Similar sports.
Yeah.
Kick, catch, pass and run.
Yeah.
Both sports.
Yeah.
That's the same. Residential and commercial, there are nuances to each game.
Yeah.
But if you can do the basics well, you will smash it in commercial. And there are so many good commercial agents who started in resi.
Okay.
Yeah. So you bring those 4 things, which are you got on the phone, you don't mind hearing no, you're resilient, you're driven. I was going to say money hungry, but we want our guys and girls to want money.
All right, there has to be a big.
I don't want a Buddhist, right?
No.
Sorry, not a Buddhist. You know,
we love.
So we love Buddhists, but donate to charity all you like, right? But you gotta want money.
You need a big why. I totally get it. Money is important, but I find salespeople who only focus on the money cut the ethics out altogether.
Yeah,
you want someone who focuses on
balance.
I like people that look at it as an art form, a craft, follow the steps, follow the process, and then they will make a shit ton of money on the side.
Yeah, well, our mission statement is to create wealth for our clients and our staff.
I love that.
Okay, yeah, because it's look after the staff, they'll look after the clients, the staff will look after. Just if you look after your staff, they're happy and they'll never leave.
Yep.
And I want the staff to be wealthy too. That's why we pay them more than they'll ever get at any other firm in their commission rate.
Oh, I love that. I mean, any salesperson that's chasing a base salary is not a salesperson; they're an account manager.
Agree.
Like, fuck. I don't like. I would prefer my salespeople to negotiate comms than negotiate base salary.
Yep.
And a lot of them don't get it.
In Sydney, it's really hard though not defending it, but it's fucking hard.
Oh, it's fucking hard. Cost of living.
I don't know how you live in Sydney on you're not earning 250 grand a year. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know either.
But that's top 1% of the country, 250 grand a year. Or 300, I think it is.
No.
I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
Sydney's different. Okay, so Sydney is if you want to live in Sydney, it's the price of admission.
The shitbox is $1,000 a week.
Well, this is it.
Absolute shitbox. Right?
If you want to live in Sydney.
Oh, no, sorry. That's not right.
No. I get you. I'm not.
It's not $1,000 a week. It's something nice in Sydney is $1,000 a week. Something respectable.
Yeah, but this is it.
This is rent, you know?
This is rent. This is where we're at, right? So Sydney's not for everyone, okay? However, if you live in Sydney, you do work in Melbourne. If you live in Melbourne, you do work in Sydney. Melbourne has had a huge correction in the last 12 months. Holy shit. And it is coming back. Hence why you're opening offices here. You're looking for staff here. You're spending a lot of time in Melbourne because you see the opportunities here.
Yeah.
Especially in the distribution warehouse space.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Yeah.
How do you see growing ex-commercial to the next level? You've got Auckland coming on board. You've got Melbourne coming on board. How are you going to grow? What's your idea to grow ex-commercial?
Yeah, so we'll have 30 offices by 2030.
That's insane.
And that's on Eastern Seaboard throughout Australia and New Zealand. That's the goal. 30 by 30 because it's easy to remember and it's 5 years away.
Yep.
And if we put 4 offices on every year till then, we'll do it. So that's it. I just want 30 big offices that talk to each other, that share a database, that are good owners. They're calling it a club. It's an owner's club. It's not a franchise. So
tell me the difference with that because I don't understand that. Owner's club versus a franchise.
Legally, there is no difference.
Well, it's packaged differently. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to water it down with a gurney type water it down franchise agreement. It's a 20-page thing.
Okay.
Right. We don't prescribe services. We prescribe the way you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
We subscribe the gentleman's rule about if I've got something in Melbourne, I'll ring the Melbourne guys. If they've got something in
gentleman's
Sydney,
agreement,
they'll ring me.
Yep.
If I've got something in New Zealand, I'll ring them. It's common sense.
What happens though when someone inevitably fucks the gentleman's agreement?
It hasn't happened yet. Yeah. Yeah. And when it does, that person will be asked to either leave or share that fee the way they should have.
Yeah. I see it in recruitment all the time. Especially with multi-office operations where it's a difficult one to, because you don't want to, I always feel like it's better. I got taught, so I did a year's recruitment in Australia and then I went to London for 7 years. And I remember my manager, first thing he said when I got through the door, the experience that you've got to date has got you through the door. Now fucking forget it and do it our way. I went, yep, cool, get it, understood. And he said to me, Tav, I love your recruitment style, but he always said to me, with you, I have to rein you in. But it's easier to rein someone in than fucking ramp someone up.
It is. It is. Or a horse riding analogy. It's easier to put a bridle on them than hit them with the jigger all the time.
Absolutely. But what I'm getting at, when you've got someone who's so fucking ambitious and they've gone and got these deals and they're just fucking maverick and they've gone and they're a Melbourne-based guy and they've got a fucking deal in Sydney and they went and got a deal somewhere else.
No, they have to talk to local guys. That's the rule. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I get that. I get that. It's like I've always, maybe I'm too fucking nice in my business. I've always tried to play peacemaker, but like I feel that running sales organizations, you need that management structure to kind of, as you said, do the things that you're not good at or you don't have the style. I mean, to me, you just scream BD all day long. That's what you love doing. You love bringing in deals and just saying, okay, do this, do that, do this.
Yeah.
That's all you want. And if you could just do that all day long and be left alone.
Yeah, great. Utopia.
Fucking Nirvana.
Yeah.
But it's never the way. Sometimes I just love fucking doing deals. Just fucking leave me alone. Like I've got my headphones. If I've got my headphones on, just leave me alone in the office. Because I don't believe in corner offices. I just have open plan.
Okay.
Everyone on the office. It's just, it's from my London days. Like if you're accounting, yep, done. You've got your own office, no problem. But everyone else is on the shop floor. And if you've got a fucking problem with that, fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't believe in management hierarchy. I mean, everyone's got different jobs, but I don't believe that just because you're a manager, you need a fucking office. I just believe be on the shop floor because I believe that management, if they don't engage with their sales force, they forget how to fucking sell and they then start running off balance sheets and P&Ls when they're going, remember when you were on the shop floor doing deals?
But coaching on the run stops then as well.
Yeah.
Right? How good is coaching on the run? Put a phone down. Oh, hey.
I heard that.
Maybe next time say this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I will.
I'm working on changing a couple of my recruiter scripts at the moment because they've just been using them a long time. And so I'm a big fan of writing on windows. So I don't know if you've seen the movie The Accountant when he's in the boardroom. Yeah, I turn my office into that. It's like next to it, I just start writing with the top pen.
No, I'm the same glass.
Fuck, okay, just do this. And they're like, oh, okay. But I also feel that people, they get used to one style of selling. Like they've only ever worked in an up market. So deals are coming in.
Yeah. That's
right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm just, egos are getting boost. I'm untouchable. As soon as the market turns the other way and they actually have to go fucking hunt, that's where I find a lot of salespeople leave the industry.
Yep.
Because they can only work in an up market.
Yep.
How do you go about not fixing it, but managing that expectation? Well, before those deals were coming to me, now I have to go get the deals. How do you manage that within X Commercial?
Oh, that's a weekly thing. So you never let it get too far away.
Yeah, okay.
So there's hunters and there's gatherers.
Yep.
Right. So a hunter is a sales guy and a gatherer is an associate.
Yep.
Some guys have been in the game 10 years. They're gatherers still.
Yep.
And that's okay. That's just their personality. But you need hunters.
Oh yeah.
You need a hunter. So how do we manage that? It's a weekly thing. So have you met 10 new people this week?
Yep.
And it's if you meet 10 new people a week, you'll earn $1 million.
Okay.
That's it. That's the fucking formula.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Do you still believe that there is in this day and age, room for the cold call?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's room
I'm still a believer in it. A lot of people that I talk to believe that cold calling's dead. And I like...
Well, that theory is if they've reached out to you or they've inquired on something, they're technically not cold. But I think they are. But
yeah, well, I do too.
If it's a buyer for a property and you haven't spoken to them before, then that's a cold call. Yes, but if you've shown them a property, that's warm. That's a warm call. I just think the cold calling has died. It might be only 10% or 5% of your business now. Yeah,
I agree more. I actually speak to a lot of clients who said, "I've watched your podcast."
I was sitting next to a guy on the plane who said, "Hey, is that you?"
Yeah.
And he just come up on his feet.
Yeah, you know what?
You know, I was like,
because these
fuck,
fuckers
yeah.
talk to each other.
Well, I was mate, I didn't fucking tell. I didn't send that to you. I don't know. And he goes, yeah, whatever. But
it starts a conversation. I started podcasting because recruitment is extremely competitive.
Yeah, it is.
It's stupidly, and it's getting more and more unethical. Shout out to my industry associates. But, you know, I actually have recruiters that have actually pretended to be TRS.
Oh, right.
To get in the door and say, I don't work
with a candidate or with a
client.
Firm.
I've had a couple of clients ring me up and go, "Is this you?" I'm like, "No."
Well, that's a compliment. Take it as a compliment.
I do take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been selling people now 25 years.
Yeah.
Right. And ethically, I've got paperwork.
Yeah.
I'm just a corporate pimp, man.
Yeah.
You know, we can have lots. As I said, you know, I'm now I introduce myself at dinner parties as a podcaster. Oh, that also recruits, and I'm getting a lot better thing. But like, what do you think are the key elements that makes a good salesperson, and what's the difference between a good salesperson and a great salesperson?
Discipline.
Okay.
Yeah, discipline. And what makes a good salesperson is hunger, ambition, and drive.
Okay.
They're the three things you can't teach. That's what you look for.
I always say you can't teach someone to pick up a phone. I fucking try. So like that's the one.
Well, that's drive and ambition, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are scared of the phone. Like how many recruiters do you know that are scared of the phone?
Oh man,
I know agents who are scared of the phone. That's fucking scary.
Yeah, but why? Like, just pick up the fucking phone. Like, because
it's a mental block. They'd rather do spreadsheets or send emails or I don't know. They're the average ones. Great ones are on the phone all the time.
Do you know what? I have a rule at TRS Resourcing. If you are a recruiter and you want a job, just send me a CV via LinkedIn and you are guaranteed an interview. If you're a recruiter in Melbourne and you're looking for work, just send me a CV via LinkedIn and you are guaranteed a job. How many recruiters send me their CV via Seek or a job board and just sit and wait for me to call them? Not the person I'm looking for.
No.
They're probably a good account manager, but I need someone who understands that we are now in the age of the social brand. We've got AI kicking off left, right, and center. How much AI are you looking to bring in your business just for day-to-day sort of tasks, this sort of thing, following up leads from the website, maybe this, that. And like, I believe that if you don't have a personal brand as a salesperson, you are fucked in the next 5 years. I actually think you're fucked in the next 2 years. So people that don't want to post, because this is the argument I have in my company. Oh, I don't want to be in front of a camera. I get it, but
I don't either.
Hate the game, not the fucking player.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like I'm working on a few people at the moment, right? But you know, I'm always looking for salespeople, recruiters, salespeople that have a small personal brand. You know, they've posted to LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is a massively underutilized tool for a salesperson.
Yeah, agree.
I mean, fuck, especially in the commercial space.
Yep. Yeah, agree.
You know, I think where are you seeing more creative ways to bring in new leads, new properties? Because I don't think correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's not a lack of buyers you have, it's a lack of property.
Yeah, you got to get the product to sell, right?
Yeah.
So that's the magic.
Yeah.
Listing.
Yeah.
List and last.
So where are some of the ways that you're starting to bring in new ways to bring property in?
Some of it's coming from social media.
Yep.
You know, people who think that they see you and think that they know you, which is nice.
Yep.
It's working your trade-ins. So I call it trade-in, like, you know, when you go and sell a car, you go and buy a car, you got one to sell. Generally, people who look to buy buildings have got one to sell.
Okay, because they're upgrading.
Yeah. Or if you got a tenant and you're moving somewhere, well, they're moving from somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's a backfill. So, so that's another way of targeting stock.
Yep.
So these are all basic things that you should, commercial agents will know. But yeah, you get a phone call. You've got to think of every phone call you get as two opportunities.
Okay.
It's opportunity to put a tenant there, and it's also the opportunity to list where they're coming from. So there's two commissions in every phone call. Think of it like that.
I fucking love that. But you got to remember, common sense is not that common. So what you common to you and me is fucking like it may as well be brain surgery to someone else because they're just focusing.
Yeah, but you've got to have systems that track that.
Yeah.
So every Monday we go, okay, where's our backfill template? Where's our tenant tracker? So we know what the tenants are doing, where they're looking. Then the backfill thing is where they're coming from. So, okay, call those owners.
So From my understanding, you actually have tenants coming to you saying, we need a bigger property.
Yep.
What have you got?
Yep. And we'll go and put them somewhere, and then we'll ring that owner and go, your tenant's just moved. Can we get your space for lease? And they go, sure. And then you get that for lease, and then you fill that hole, and then that tenant's come from somewhere. So it's just a cycle of prospecting that you should get right.
What did the big agencies, the big real estate agencies get wrong and you got so right? Because I always
look, yeah, you can't.
Because your growth is spectacular, okay? And fucking respect where respect is due.
Thanks.
But it seems to me that the big agent, I always think if the big companies are doing their job properly, there isn't an opportunity, right? I always think that. But you find there. So how did you see your
It's
niche?
just lack of red tape that we have.
Yeah, okay.
If we want to do something like you, we'll do it.
Yep.
Like that social media thing, that was me going, I don't like to be in front of a camera. I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I look. I don't want to do it. But if it works, great, we'll do it because no one else is doing it. So let's have a crack. So I think it's bureaucracy. You look at CBs, Colliers, Jones Lang, they're not on social media at all.
No, they're not. I think that.
But to get something through marketing right there, it's a 6-month process. Whereas with us, it's like, okay, that feels good, do it. So if we fuck it up, then who cares?
Do you think this is the rise of the personal brand?
Yeah.
Like you can now get a deal as big as Colliers just because of your personal brand. Like,
yeah, well, we've been. I'd like to think so. It hasn't. It's only happened with the management so far. So if we get into the room, all I wanted to do is get in the room, and then it's up to me. I'm either better than them or I'm not, and I'll, But as long as I get in the room, that's what I want, and this is getting us in the room.
Oh, 100%.
We picked up a big management, 300 tenancies. 150 tenancies, but a huge
It's got
estate.
a potential to go to 300.
The son said, you've got to get this guy in. The guy from ex-commercial, get him in. I know you're seeing Jones Lang, you're seeing CBs, get him in. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. So we went in and we got the job.
Yep.
So that wouldn't have come without social media. And I think the power of the big firms now is changing. Anything over $100 million sale, they're going to go with one of the big guys. That's okay.
Yep.
But under that, there's a lot of money.
Why though? Why would they go over 100 million and get one of the big guys?
Because generally it's a fund selling it. It's a super fund or it's a REIT or it's an institutional seller.
Yep.
And they just want to ask cover and say, we got CBs or Jones Lang on this because they've got a global database and an investor from New York might buy this thing. But a $5 million warehouse in Sydney, as someone walking out of the Gherkin in London isn't going to go, I might go and buy a fucking $5 million warehouse in Truganina. They're not going to do it. So our play is we want to be the Macquarie Bank equivalent in commercial to what they are in banking. And that sounds like a huge, big goal. But we see it very similar. We see the big agents across the top and then no one in that second tier space and then all the little franchises along the bottom third rung of that ladder. So that second tier space, Macquarie Bank fucking nailed it. They got smart marketing. They got smart people. They're nimble. They're private wealth. They're the best.
Yep.
Right. They charge the highest fees. They don't give a shit because they know their clients know I know what I'm getting with that.
Yep.
We want to be like that.
I love that. How long have you had this blueprint for ex-commercial in your head for? Because it seems like this has been brewing.
It's evolved.
Yeah. From a very young age.
Evolved, yeah. Well, yeah, so X was just because I thought, let's do something different and that I don't have to pay franchise fees to someone. So, and then we thought, all right, well, I wanted 10 offices in Sydney myself. And then I thought, that's going to be a lot of debt that I'm going to take on.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, and then we got the franchise guy out of McGrath, Gary, he did that for 20 years. He took them from 20 to 120 offices.
Yeah.
So he works for us.
Yep.
Now. So, and then we thought, let's license it. Let's call it a club.
Yep, I love that.
Owners club. You got to pay a fee, membership fee, like you do at owners clubs.
Yeah.
And then, and that's how we're going.
I think the rise of the private club is, I'm a member of a couple down here. They're great. Not talking about exclusive, but I kind of feel that everyone at the moment is on this. Not that they don't want to do the hard work. Why you and I synergize so well is we're not afraid of hard work. Like if we'll just get hard work's easy. Like just do the work. Like just one foot in front of the other, right? And that's easy. It's knowing what to say, when to say it, how to execute a deal, how to finesse it, how to make the client feel comfortable to use you and not one of the big guys.
Yep.
You know, and understand at the end of the day that you're more nimble, you're more adaptive to their needs. If you need a deal, I watched one of your videos about when you're talking to a client needs to be more honest with you. If he's got an ATO debt or he's got something, he's in the shit and he needs a quick sale, but he's telling you everything's good, everything's fine, but my
advice will change.
Your advice
depending on your situation.
Correct.
And I'm not looking to get under the covers with you.
No.
I just want to know what the
fuck's going on here.
Yeah,
he's a bit agitated, but that comes from years and years in the trade and reading people.
Yeah.
And then you go, hang on, something
doesn't smell
not
right.
quite right here. You sure you're all right? You want to go for a beer, have a chat? Like, no, I'm good. I see it in my game all the time. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you said, you're happy to wait for the right guy, but you're telling me now, well, where are we at with this? Where are we at with that? Well, just tell me what you need, because a person that's immediately available today is different to a person that's going to be immediately available in a month's time because they can do the deal. How do you go about training your gut instinct into your stuff? I know you've got your steps and your management plan and stuff, but then obviously there's your years of experience in the game. How do you go about instilling that in other people? Because sometimes I feel people don't want to hear it.
You got to tell them stories.
I love stories.
Yeah. And that's part of your training.
Yep.
And this happened to me 20 years ago.
Yep.
And this was the lesson I learned. So life is an open book exam. Learn off me. Right? I learn off someone who I'm trying to copy. Mm-hmm. Just fucking copy them.
Do you see yourself becoming a coach to the real estate industry?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think because you've got a lot to give. Like
Thanks.
People say I'm very passionate about recruitment. I just don't have a plan B, and I'm good at selling people. Yeah. There's no plan fucking B. I wish I had a trust.
Yeah, no, I'm not wanting to be a coach. No.
Okay.
No. And people come, like I was talking at Western Sydney Uni last week and 3 students came out and said, can you mentor me? Mm-mm. And I said, mate, I'd love to. Yeah. But go and find a boss who you can mentor you every day.
So 100%. But people don't understand. I'm very grateful that you've taken the time out to be on Tavis' little video chat today. But I also understand that comes at a cost, because you're not here. You could be off doing something else.
Sure.
You know, your phone's lighting up at the moment. Oh my God, Daniel's offline at the moment. People need to understand that. And I get people ask me, can you mentor me? Can you coach me? Can you grow my business? Can you help me? Well, no, because I've got my own business to run, and it comes at a cost. Now, to me, it's a cost that I'm willing to pay. But what do you say to someone that wants to grow a business but isn't prepared to put the work in? Like they just want you to give them the whole fucking template.
Well, don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do it.
I've had a lot of people at the moment come to me and sort of like, I've crushed their goals and their dreams, and I'm like, but you're not prepared to do the hard work.
Yeah, well, you've helped them out. You haven't crushed their dreams. You've done them a favor.
You hope so.
No, you have. You have. Because what are they going to do? Expect it all to land in their lap, and they're going to spend 2 years earning no income. And some people aren't. Some people are employees, and that's cool. That is so fucking cool, right?
Oh, mate, it's a sexy
No
idea.
problem. You've got to be a bit psycho, right, to start a business.
Fuck,
a little
100%.
bit. Or you've got to be willing to just burn everything and go, if it fucks up, I'll start again.
And that's exactly the story with TRS. So I lost 1.2 million when I was 36.
Yep. Okay.
Came to Melbourne, broke, $5,000 in my name, started TRS as a sole trader. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Interesting odyssey. But I now have the wealth to give to people and say, like, wealth of experience to say, hey, maybe do that and do this. But I find salespeople today, same with you, the great ones are still prepared to get on the phone. And I think the salespeople I struggle with, the ones that have had early success without following the formula, like they just jagged the deal, they got something fell in there.
Yeah, well, complacency creeps in, doesn't it? Yeah.
Complacency creeps in. And then they go, oh, but I did it this way and it created a huge result. And I said, it's a great first win, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean shit. Like, where's the consistency in your deals? And I see that in a lot of salespeople where they'll do fucking great 1 month and then they'll just fucking chill for 2 months because their why's not big enough. Well, okay, I made some money this month. That's more than adequate.
Yeah. Well, our industry is very much like that, though.
Yep.
It's very patchy.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do the turnover stuff, but it is, I mean, look, I'm going through a dry patch right now in terms of deals, and I haven't It's something that after 20 years, you will hit a dry patch.
You feel fucking itchy at the moment.
Yeah.
Need
You
a
will.
fucking deal.
You will. And it might happen once every 5 or 10 years, but when you go through it, it's fucking hard.
I stepped away from TRS probably 3 years ago. Yeah, James knows better than me. And it really fucked my business. Like it fucked it bad because I left people in charge, didn't quite go the way I wanted.
How long did you step away for?
Oh, just a year.
Oh, fuck, that's a long time.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
I was present. I was in the office, but I had some shit going on in my personal life that consumed me. And I get that you're going through a dry patch, but like you're posting every day to social, you're filming, you're flying all over the place. How the fuck are you going to do that and do deals? Like eventually you're going to have
hard.
to. Yeah. My best friend, Tryon Christos, that owns Interlink Insurance Brokers, he's doing the same thing at the moment. Like he just wants to go fucking hunt, but he's got like fucking team of, a bit like he's got a team of fucking, I think 45, 50 people to run. And that takes all your time, but you're doing stuff at the moment that you don't particularly enjoy. You said you don't enjoy building a personal brand, but you're so fucking good at it. But you know that. So hard to, by the way, if you have some commercial real estate that you would like to sell, give Daniel a helping hand this month and just give it to him.
Please. Yeah, I know. I still know how to do it.
He still needs to do it. He needs a big deal. Maybe 150 million, just give it to him. He'll do a good job.
Even 1.5 I'll take.
No, take 150. So it's the same amount of effort to sell.
Yeah, it's
probably 100.
It's actually easier.
It's probably the same amount of effort. It's 150 million versus $1 million.
Yeah.
I tell you what, mate, that would be funny as fuck. You got people just rock up to buy $1 million warehouse and it's you there showing it. They'll be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Emil's probably too light, but yeah.
Is this some sort of reality TV show? Yeah. Undercover boss situation. Like,
I went to one the other day and the son's like, "Fuck, I can't believe you came." And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you mean? It's a $10 million asset in my market. Of course I'm here. Mate, this is important to me." Like, and he goes, "Oh, cool. Like, yeah, I've seen your stuff and mate, that's great." And we got the job. We didn't get it because of that, but we got in the door.
Yeah.
And that's all we want because you're good sales, but if you get me in the door, I'll do the rest.
What do you think about email marketing?
I think text marketing is more a cut through now. I haven't seen the stats on it, but email marketing.
I'm just curious.
Email marketing, I think, generally goes to the junk file.
Yeah, it does now, and that's why I'm shit scared of businesses that have set up their whole business around Google SEO, AdWords, and email.
Yeah, that's very 5 years ago, isn't it?
I just used. I mean, my Chat GPT's plugged into my iPhone now. So
Same. How good is it?
Oh, so fucking.
Yeah.
It's so fucking.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good. But here's the thing: like we're changing market again. And the only thing we're going to have left is, okay, someone needs to find a warehouse, sell a warehouse. Are they going on Google or are they going on Chat? And what blew my fucking mind the other day is how I rank on Google is not how I rank in Chat.
Yeah, okay. So how do you rank on Google versus Chat?
That's the $1 million question, brother. Like, I'm not quite there yet. I like videos, podcasting, personal brand. I think that's where it's at. Like
I agree. I think people get on social media and find out who are these people like first. It's
Correct.
not Google anymore. I think it's Instagram, less Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you a story. So I'm South Australian, but I grew up in Perth. So I moved there when I was 15. And one of my dear friends there, his father is quite influential there. And he was telling me a story of the 80s, how you did business in Perth in the 80s in the Bond era. Had nothing to do with the size of your business, whatever. It all came down to the car you drove. So if you ever drove the right car in Perth in the 80s, you got the fucking deal.
Right.
I kind of feel now social media,
is that car?
Is that car. Like how you present online is it. And people that are thinking, I've just, are still working off their 101 number. And I've seen this with a lot of real estate agents where they've just got the entire directory of that particular area they work in. They know all the buyers. If a new buyer comes into the market looking for something, I'll go through, see if this person that I sold the house to 10 years ago is ready to sell, all that sort of thing. I think that's going to be dead soon. I mean, it's still there at the moment, but like if you don't embrace AI search, you are so fucked. It doesn't matter how good you are. Eventually, someone's going to fucking smoke you because they're using AI over you.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing this. I'm assuming that's why you're doing that.
Yep.
What's your craziest story in commercial real estate?
best deal, craziest story.
Whatever you want to tell me.
First deal I did was a guy had an option on a site and he put 200 grand down.
Right.
And the option was for 2 years.
Right.
At 14 mil. So he got control of it. In 2 years' time, he knew he would have to pay 14.
Yep, cool, done.
I didn't know this.
Oh, you didn't know this?
No, I went from at the time I was appointed to lease this building that he had, and I said, I've got a buyer. Would you consider selling it? And he's like, nah. I asked him twice, and the third time I said, Colin, pick a fucking number. What will you sell this for? I know this buyer will buy this. He goes, 30 mil. I said, okay. So I got the church to buy the site for 30. Now, at the time, I didn't understand that he had an option on it. So all he put down was 200 grand.
Fuck.
So when we exchanged it, he went to there's your 200 grand. He got 30, right? Pocketed 16 and fucked off. And he did that in less than 12 months. And I still didn't know because I went from selling residential to just like 2-bedroom apartments for 150 grand. Like I had no idea. And I was happy because I charged him 1%, which was 300 grand. And that was like, great.
We're happy. Everyone's
happy.
Happy.
And then 2 weeks later at the barbecue at his place, he said, actually, Dan, I didn't even have that. That was an option I had on that property. I didn't even own it. And he said, you could have charged me 10%. And I fucking would have paid it. And I'm like, wow. Okay, so cool. So that was good.
Where's your other 9%?
Yeah, well, that's right. So, but that's experience, right? I didn't understand the deal structure.
You don't know what you don't know at the time.
That's right. So yeah, I've spoken about a few over the years, and over 20 years you get good ones. But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
So before I got into recruitment, I was in hospitality and aquaculture, and all those deals come through today. So I might have done a little bit of homework on you.
Okay.
So what's this Charlie Sheen story all about?
I can't tell it. And
so I was on a car rally up in Sydney about a month ago with some property developers. I said, I got Daniel coming on, and I said, ask him to talk about Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, so I spent a weekend with Charlie Sheen as his bodyguard in the year 2001.
Yeah, this is what I heard.
It was a weekend. It was 3 days.
Yeah, I heard it was a mad time.
Yeah, I was 21.
Yeah.
21. And I can't tell the story.
No. I've heard the story, but I just wanted to ask you boys. Yeah.
The McDonald's takeaway tray.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I've never looked at one the same since. But that was funny. That was very funny and surreal. So yeah.
We all have experiences. We have times. It's just the right place, right time, and you never know who the hell you end up meeting.
I've been telling that story though.
Yeah.
Since then.
Yeah.
Like out at a bar, pissed. Oh, what about the weekend I spent with Charlie Sheen? Fuck off. And then I tell the story.
Yeah.
And then it's one of the funniest stories of all time.
Oh, but good things happen to good people, right? And these are the stories that make you such. The aura of a figure that you are. Like,
I don't know that.
Oh, mate, I came across you on Instagram and this guy's understands personal brand. He understands how to grow, how to do things. I really want to have a chat. And then when we ran into each other at Hemisphere, I was like, okay, I believe in things happen for a reason.
Yeah, no, great. Yeah.
Law of attraction, paradigm shifting. I believe that you, especially myself, but you and I wouldn't be sitting here today if we hadn't gone through the shit that we've gone through in order to build the resilience to be, as you say, calm on the surface, but fucking paddling fucking hard under the water's edge, right?
Yep.
And without those stories and experiences and that, then you don't, there's nothing better, right, than you see one of your staff melting down on something or having a tough time with something. They stop, they get the phone, and you go, let's have a chat. And they're like, I'm not ready. Let's go have a chat. Because they think what's happened there and then is the biggest fuck up known to mankind. When you're like, it's just business. Like it'll blow over. And without sort of thing, how do you pass on your experience and knowledge to the next generation? Because that's what I'm kind of thinking at the moment. I've been in the game 25 years. I'm probably going to give it away at 50. Still run an own TRS, but day-to-day sort of deals, I'm going to come away from that. But how How do you pass your experience on to the next generation?
Tell them stories and lessons that you've learned over years, because that's how I learned, and that's how you would have learned, right? You would have had a really good boss at some stage.
Yep.
And you would have just copied him or her.
Yep.
Not copied, but you would have borrowed from them and put your own spin on things. And then learning lessons from older guys. It's like, it's the easiest thing. Like, life's an open book exam. Okay.
100%. And, you talk to me about, industry players paying big sign-on bonuses to your staff. What are they recognizing in your staff that make them so fucking special? What is saying the big player? We're going to pay $100,000, whatever. There's no way he's going to say no, but then they turn it down. What's so special about your staff?
Oh, I think the ones you want to keep will stay.
Yeah. Oh, but what's the because
they know. Like we look at we genuinely care.
Mm-hmm.
They're good people. You want to keep good people. We don't keep everyone. Like we let go. Like I don't know if I told you off air or on air, but
couple of people
cut if they're not up to the standard. Got to let them go. But
yeah.
I think people want to be. They want a place where they like to come to work. They want a place where they're not going to get fucked over. They want a place where the owner is, I can make a decision like that. That helps.
What I find attracts staff to my business is just open and transparent commission structures and actually telling them the truth. I recently had someone, start the business, but they were told the reason they weren't getting paid commission is because of the company's licensing costs. And I'm like,
yeah, right.
What?
That's bullshit.
Licensing costs?
Yeah,
the fuck are you talking
about? They're set. They're just part of doing business.
They're part of doing business. Like,
it's like putting petrol in a car.
Yeah, exactly.
You drive without it.
People go, oh my God. I get that whole thing and like being honest, open, transparent. What do clients that try to negotiate your fees because they think you're making too much money? How do you manage that?
Look, I get you just say, I understand, because to overcome any objection, you have to understand the person. So if you just go straight into defense mode, you're fucked. So you've got to say, I understand why you're asking me that. Every owner does. Okay. I get it. But this is why we charge what we charge.
Yep.
And it's a success fee. So I'll put all this work in for 2 months and we don't get it. We don't get a result. You don't pay me.
Well, that's fair.
Well, thanks.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it is. But there are other agents out there who will do it for half, and that's okay because they're desperate. So go and use, if you want it, if you're doing this on fee, you have to say, if you're making your decision on fee, can we just park the fee? Can we just assume we're going to agree on something?
Yeah.
And then just pick me for me. Forget the fee, right? We'll come back to that. Yeah. But assume we're going to agree.
Yeah.
And they all go, okay, great. It's like you've taken all the air out of the balloon. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll work it out. And then at the end of the day, they'll go, one of them said, okay, well, what if we agree a fee? What if we agree 0.5%? I said, well, we won't agree to that.
But we won't.
No. So that's okay. Assume we'll agree on something. So
that's fucking stupid. Question I have for you, right? Landlord comes to you, pissed off. They've been using another agent, nothing getting forward. How do you mitigate that? Because obviously I get a lot in my industry where clients have been fucked over by recruiters. They're angry. They put us all in the same fucking basket.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you mitigate that?
Find out what went wrong.
Yep.
And if you find out what went wrong, you just don't repeat that again.
Okay.
And there'll be different reasons.
Do you see a common thread though in what's going wrong? Over-promising, under-delivering, properties priced incorrectly, it was marketed incorrectly.
Yep, I listed it up, then I never heard from him. That's a good one.
So what the fuck? They just listed
and didn't really hear from him, didn't really get much feedback. Don't know why we don't have any offers. Don't know. He just, So there's a bit of that.
Do you get it's a bit naughty if you get this, but do you get buyers coming to you saying, I want that property, but it's marketed through someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you manage that? Because obviously,
well, in commercial, you can say, okay, well, I'll go through that agent for you.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, it's different to residential, completely different.
Okay, and then it comes down to
you split the fee. Yeah.
Okay, and I guess there's that comes down to your personal brand and your network.
Yeah, if the agent is happy to deal with you or not. or if he thinks you're
who's not happy to deal with you. You don't have to name names, but are you kidding me? There's people out there who don't want to deal with you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure there would be.
Oh, you haven't found them yet. I don't know. I think you're quite genuine, right?
Yeah,
like, and
some people like it. Like some people, like you just get, like even now, like you just get haters on you who don't even know, like who don't even know me. Like anyway, it's.
I didn't look this morning. What's your Instagram following at the moment?
Oh, we're just under 40,000.
Yeah, okay. It's just 40. So what's the plan? Get up that 250,000, something like that, or just keep?
That'd be great. Yeah. That'd be great. But the stories that hit are the ones that are talking about fuck it, my divorce or personal shit, right?
Well,
they're the ones that really hit.
I'm staying away from that because everyone's probably already asked you all that, right? And I'm
well, there's only so many times you can say it as well. Yeah. Like I don't want to keep going over that. Like my life's fucking great. Like I have no like my life is the
James
best
just
it's
recently
ever been.
got married.
Well done. Well done.
Recently, didn't tell us all, and we actually found out on Instagram.
Did you?
He's like,
I was trying to go incognito.
So what the fuck?
Well done.
He's like, you got married.
Well done.
Yeah, James recently got married, right? He's at 31.
That's a good age.
31. I truly believe people should get married after 30.
So you don't know yourself till you're 30. I agree. I got married when 27, too young.
26 for me, right? Yeah. And fuck, full respect to our ex-wives. And a lot of people go, you were married, Tav? I'm like, yeah, and it's you don't want to adversity is one thing, right? But learning the fucking lessons, because I find in my life, and it might be similar to yours, if I don't learn the fucking lesson, it comes back tenfold.
Oh yeah.
And like, fuck, that got expensive. Yeah. Why did I do that?
Yeah. Or embarrassing. So many embarrassing things have happened to me. So many embarrassing things.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Get up and get it, it's hard. It's part of life though, yeah? I've made a goose of myself often. I'm trying not to do it anymore now. Because I don't,
You do have a personal profile.
I've calmed down a bit. Yeah, I've calmed down a lot.
What do you do when people recognize you in the street?
Oh, it depends. Like it happened twice this morning. That doesn't sound like a fuckwit, but it happened twice this morning, like on the plane.
Yeah.
And then at the coffee shop at the airport. It generally happens at weird times. It's kind of nice that people are familiar. And it's kind of weird as well.
I get it. Like, we're just selling. It hasn't happened to me yet. Oh, it happened to me at a trade conference, but I was in a room full of people.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
I haven't had the coffee shop yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will. I don't think recruitment's that sexy. I think real estate's probably a little bit more sexy than recruitment, but you never know. We have spoken of the rise of the recruitment influencer.
Have a crack.
Yeah.
Because no one's really doing it properly.
Oh, 100.
And you would have so many stories too.
I've got stories. Yeah,
this candidate came to me and whatever, and there'll be heaps of stories. Personal stories though.
Yeah, personal. Yeah, okay.
That's what people want.
I think so, but people want that. But at the end of the day, you got to be ready. And I don't know. I've got a couple.
You're doing this. This is harder than like Instagramming.
Yeah, are you going to start a podcast? I don't think you got time. You can come on mine anytime you want.
Thank you.
You're in Melbourne, so I'm just going to jump.
Yeah,
we could call this like a fucking corporate therapy session.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I'm going to go jump on Tav's podcast.
Get on the couch.
Yeah, then we'll have a chat. Oh, well.
There's a couch there.
We have discussed this about going on the couch. For everyone that I'm talking to
next time,
James
a cigar and a scotch next time.
We could do a cigar. So you're a scotch drinker. I'm a bourbon drinker.
I'm actually a gin drinker. I don't drink. I know, it's terrible.
What the fuck?
I know. Like an old English woman.
How the gin?
Gin, I know. I don't know why.
Now I know that. I know what I'm sending you for Christmas.
No, you don't.
James, how long are we running for?
We're about an hour and 12 minutes.
Okay, cool.
How much more time you got?
Yeah, a couple more.
Okay.
A couple more.
I feel that the easy money is over.
Yeah.
I being ex-Perth, and Perth, Western Australia, has an interesting view of the rest of Australia. Perth seems to be booming. East Coast is down. But what I'm thinking at the moment is Perth's booming, Melbourne's down, Sydney's up. But I actually think that from what I talk to my liquidator friends, they're very busy in Perth at the moment. So I feel like there's a lot of stuff happening. Melbourne, it can't go any lower. So she's starting to come back up.
Mm.
Where do you feel the economy's going?
I don't know. I mean, a majority government's generally good, although it's probably the wrong team in. But I think it's so weird that interest rates are the only blunt instrument that we have to stimulate or dampen the economy.
I don't even think it's an instrument anymore. I just think it's a fucking outdated idea.
It's like the amount of money in Australia that is sunk into lazy property. Like everyone's home is their asset.
Yep. You
look at that versus America, right? So much wealth, trillions of dollars is stuck in lazy form, which is someone's house.
Yep.
Whereas in America, 80% of that is invested into businesses that keep employ more people, get more revenue in, more taxes. It's such a better system than ours, which is just get everything you got, dump it in your house and wait till you're 65 and then sell it. That amount of time between when you're 30 and when you're 65, that equity is just lazy equity, and we should be able to pull it out. We should be incentivized to do it. We should be encouraged to do it.
Yep.
Payroll tax should be gone. It's criminal. It's communist. And then
socialist.
The more people you employ, the more tax you pay. How the fuck does that work? I should get tax breaks. Every employee we hire, you should have a tax break on that because we hire more people and they pay tax.
Here's the now.
I talk about this forever.
Okay. Now we're okay. So I'm probably actually what did I just pay the Victorian government? 300 grand in payroll tax, 400 grand. Just like so. The problem is payroll tax is a state tax, and there's always a funny saying: don't let a state premier get in the way of a bag of cash. Okay. Recruitment licenses they make. So until we see that, but until we overhaul a tax system where we don't have state taxes anymore, we only have federal taxes. I'm all for paying 15, 20% GST. But
I think they should double the GST, yes.
But double the GST and get rid of my fucking payroll tax.
Yes. Or drop my company tax to 15%.
What the fuck?
Or drop your personal tax from 48 to 30.
Okay, I hate FBT.
Because people will buy more, right? If you got more disposable income, you're going to buy more shit.
Yeah.
And then the GST will be more revenue. Correct. I reckon they need to, I don't know why they haven't done the modelling on that.
They probably have, but okay. You look at the last federal election, right? There was no difference between Labor and Liberal. And people, there was no difference.
No. Well,
they're
two in the middle.
They're two in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I had a former staff member who was very heavily Greens, and I'm very heavily
the other way.
The other way. But we also had very strong debates in the office. But even towards this election, we were saying that the Greens are not green enough, and Tav, your Liberals are not liberal enough. And like the Greens leader lost his seat here in Melbourne. Like I think what people did in the last federal election was just leave the status quo in.
Safety.
Like Liberal hasn't got a compelling argument.
No, and no one liked him. I've got other reasons why I think that, but like it's probably not for this podcast. And they just went to their like the old salespeople. They just go to their default settings where they're not trying to embrace personal brand. Liberals did weird personal brand. I don't know if you saw it coming through on Instagram, but there was some weird shit that they were putting. What's the Trump factor too? Everyone thought, I don't want Australia to be like that. He's easy, he's vanilla, just leave him in. That was the theory.
He just got snubbed at the G7, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it's always going to happen.
Trump's busy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Busy listening to himself.
Okay, so I don't think it matters Labor's Liberal win. Where the economy's going, I think we're in an uptick. I think each state in Australia has its own pros and cons. Perth's sitting away with its mining royalties. I don't know why it doesn't have a sovereign wealth fund, but that's another conversation for another day. Victoria has more debt than Tasmania, New South Wales and Queensland combined at the moment.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, we're 200 billion, buddy.
Wow.
200 billion.
Fuck.
We're building the suburban rail loop, which I compare to the Simpsons monorail.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Everyone needs a monorail.
Wow.
I don't know why we're building that. That's going to take 30 years and billions of fucking dollars.
Didn't work in Sydney. They've just pulled it down.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But no, we're building
Your roads are good. The ring roads are good.
The ring roads are good. I drive a lot between Sydney and Melbourne, and regional roads are crap. I lose count of the amount of cars that are parked at the side of the road with blowing two tires out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, but also we transact. Like you're here on business. I was in Sydney on Friday. I was at the Snowball. I was wondering if I was going to run into you there. And so we're still transacting. So there's still things going on. I think the explosion of distribution warehouses is basically like that's where we're all going. Everyone's buying online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you see the economy going? I know we're talking about this, but like, do you see us going into another massive prosperity, or do you think we're going to chill out for a bit?
No, chill out.
Okay. How many distressed buyers are you seeing at the moment?
Buyers? Or
Sellers, sorry.
None.
None. No distressed buyers, sellers at the moment. No one's saying we have to dump this.
No.
So where's the demand coming from? People want long-term tenancies, long-term warehouses, long-term commercial, or are they
investors do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But where are you, but where's the demand coming from at the moment is what I'm.
Industrial's very in demand.
Okay.
Because of that online, online deliveries, not just Coles and Woolies or Amazon and all that, but there's, if you're in a fashion business, you need to get that dress to that girl that day.
Oh, fuck yeah, my roommate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So that's changed. Our expectations have increased. So the companies are accommodating that. So the warehousing will only keep getting stronger.
Okay. I'll add to that. So you'll call my housemate. She's Polish lawyer. We went to this ball. So she's still in Sydney on work. And I sent her a picture. Do you want me to dry clean this dress? She says, I've already sold it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've already sold it.
There you go.
Because she buys it once, wears it once, gets it to her the next day, and then she puts it on. What's the fashion website? Etsy. Puts it on Etsy. So I've already sold it. It's gone.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like this whole.
Yeah, wow.
It blew my fucking mind. I'm like, hang on a second.
I couldn't imagine selling a suit or.
Yeah, exactly. Like I couldn't eat. And she's like, well, I'm not going to fucking be seen wearing it again, am I?
Yeah, that's true. That's the female. Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, my wife's the same.
Why the fuck would I like it's
Yeah.
And she goes, and then I'm going, hang on, so you just buying these and then wearing them and selling them? And she said, yeah. I'm like, so it's never, I don't know. It just blows my mind. Industrial manufacturing. I'm trying to explain industrial manufacturing to her, but it's just, don't fucking worry about it.
Stick to the courtroom. If you fuck something up,
own it.
The only way to get out of it, is own it and then learn from it.
Guys, just to give you some background here, me and Daniel are just talking about we have fucked up more times than we're going to admit to on camera, and the lessons that we've learned. And what we're trying to say is when we're stealing it to other people about, hey, the situation that you're going through at the moment might not be as bad as you think it is. And I don't know, my advice to that would be lean into it. So many people that fuck up blame everyone else. And
you have to own it.
But some people don't want to actually fucking like people that genuinely come to me and say, I fucked up. How do I get out of this? Great. Well, probably go speak to someone professional if it's a real big fuck up, like if it's a marriage breakup or something bad. But
because you can't underestimate the power of talking to someone. Professional.
100%. I also think go talk to your mates. Like I think there's not enough in today about of actually just talking and not telling your mates that everything's good when it's not. And actually,
we've gotten better though.
Oh, 100. I think in the last few years.
I was telling my kids this the other Sunday when a guy in their year 11 killed himself, unfortunately.
Oof.
And I was like, well, back in my day, you didn't talk about anything. And I sound like an old guy now, but you've got a problem shared is a problem halved. And I know that you'd be the same, there'd be 10 people I could ring today and they would be at my house tonight if I said, I'm in a rut, I need to talk to someone today. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised that you're in your closest mates, they will be there. 100%.
And it's also a really good screening tool to work out difference between friends and acquaintances. Like who's with me in my dark times?
Well, you will know that.
Oh yeah, but
and it might be someone you haven't spoken to in 5 years.
Yeah,
right. But you'll know. You'll know.
My best friend trying out of Perth, we see each other maybe once every 6 months, but we talk. I think maybe there's a bit of a problem for people that don't drink, but I think the neighbourhood pub played a big role in that, and it makes me sad that a lot of the pubs are gone now because people don't have that community area to talk to. And I guess for me, what we're trying to say, guys, here is talk to your mates. And if you don't have mates, go find some.
You will.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Oh, everyone does. I meet a lot of people, though, that have maybe not maintained those relationships.
Yeah,
they should.
Okay. Yeah, all the helplines you have these days.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're professionals on the other end of the phone.
And we've both testament to this. If your fucking mindset's not right, your business is fucked.
Yep.
It will cost you millions. I just think of the millions of dollars it has cost my business by not having the right mindset.
Same.
Cost you money, lost opportunity cost.
Yep.
Lost staff cost because they're like, fuck, you're not present.
But your mindset will never be perfect either.
Yeah.
You've always got to keep working on it.
Oh. Yeah.
But there's so many tools now you can. There's so many tools.
Oh.
Like Tony Robbins. It's very 90s and 2000s, but do it. Listen to his
Tony's
listen
good.
to his CDs, I was going to say. Listen to his podcasts. Right? I listened to his tapes, right? When I was I still have things that I use from him.
But it's not about doing it once, doing the repetitions. I find that you need to continually remind yourself of it. Like I listen to The Stranger's Secret all the time and I get something new out of it all the time, which isn't Tony. And I think it's El Nightingale actually. And having because you're in the car, you'll listen to something and you'll hear something in there that you've never actually been present to before. And fuck, I've listened to this 100 times and I've only just
picked that up now.
Just picked that up now.
Yep.
And there's a lot of guys, I think what we're trying to say is it's discipline. It's knowing that you've got to do the reps, you've got to do the work, you've got to show up present every day. The manager, George, who took over my business in Perth, he checks in with me. I came in as non-executive director, but I come in twice a week now on the phone to have a chat to him. But I fucking bollocked him for showing up at the office continually at 10:30 in the morning. Fucking bollocked him for it.
Yeah.
The reason your culture's fucked, mate, and everyone's is because you're not there. You're not steady. You're not captaining the ship, mate. You're kind of being this, fly in, fly out CEO, mate. And that's the best way to go broke.
Mm-hmm.
Because your staff will just fucking quit on you and all that IP will walk out the door.
Yeah.
Because if you're not present, if you don't show up in your business, also this goes about, it goes, if you're watching this and you go, fuck, I don't want to start a business. I just want to be the best employee out there. The lessons that me and Daniel have spoken about today are relevant to any part of your life.
Definitely.
Discipline. Be present. Learn to be. The biggest fucking thing I've learned in my 45 years on this rock is how to fucking listen. I was a terrible listener in my 20s and my 30s. I knew it all. I don't want to talk to you. I'm just going to focus on this, which is fucking great. But it's a great way to fucking live a very lonely existence.
Yep.
But mate, I just wanted to thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for asking me.
Mate, I've been looking forward to this for such a long time.
Yeah,
mate.
cool.
Fucking let's do it again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care, guys. And until the next one.